Well, a Grand Rapids woman who survived an horrific car crash this past February has now gone from being paralyzed to walking on her own.
That crash happened right before the state shut down due to COVID-19. And despite those additional obstacles, her therapists at Mary Free Bed say her recovery speed and attitude is remarkable.
A girl fell asleep across the center line and hit me head on.
February 19th, 2020, a defining moment less than a mile from Kim Laskis's home.
Then she threw me into the path of a city bus.
Laskis spent a week in the ICU on a ventilator. When she came to,
Why, I asked, but I said, was it my fault? And is everyone all right?
the other driver didn't survive. Laskis suffered 16 different injuries.
I broke my neck. I broke some vertebrae. I broke my elbow. I broke my ribs. Broke my hip. Broke my femur, my patella. I have a rod in my leg.
8 days later, still on a ventilator, Laskis moved to Mary Free Bed Rehabilitation Hospital in downtown Grand Rapids.
I was a total quadriplegic. I could only move my head.
The next 2 months would be filled with intense speech, occupational, and physical therapy, starting small at first.
My very first goal was I wanted to be able to scratch my nose.
Then working up to something she'd been praying for.
And I started crying, and I was like, I can walk, I can walk. After all those weeks of, please God, let me be able to walk.
If you ask her team of therapists, they'll say that Laskis's positive attitude made all the difference.
Her motivation, her demeanor, her willingness to work on whatever challenge we brought her, she was willing to face it.
Jessica Lewis, one of Laskis's occupational therapists, says her speedy recovery was remarkable.
She went from dependent for everything to, by the time she left here a couple months later, she was pretty much fully independent with all of her mobility and self-cares.
And she'd have to rely on her attitude to get her through some tough restrictions due to COVID. At one point, not being allowed any visitors.
And that was very hard. It was so hard.
Laskis was able to leave Mary Free Bed in April using a walker. The world she once knew, now much different.
So many things I would say, oh, let's go in here. No, it's COVID. You can't do that. Or any place we went. Well, don't forget your mask. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Laskis is still working to regain full use of her upper body, drawing strength from her family.
Love you, Sissy. Proud of you.
And reminders from her cheerleaders at Mary Free Bed.
This is my T-shirt that I got that everyone signed before I left the hospital. And I keep it right here. And so every day when I go to bed, I see it. When I get up, I see it. Sometimes I'll just read some of the things, and it's just a comfort.
Yeah, she is amazing, and Laskis still does go to physical therapy every now and then, and she says she can't wait for the day when she's allowed back in the hospital as a visitor, just to say thank you to all of her therapists.
Yeah, she just wanted to start with scratching her nose, something small.
Very small, and look where it's gotten her.
Yeah, good lesson.